Hey makers, this is Yana with Mockys. Cricut has done it again. They have updated their text box. They have created a bounding box for the text and the shapes, removing the icons that we used to be visually see how to rotate, how to lock, how to resize. But don't worry, it's so much simpler now. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe for more helpful tutorials. Okay, well, let's get started. Here we are in Cricut Design Space. I'm using version 7.15. There have been a few updates, so this is the current version at the moment. Let's go to the text tool, click on text. As soon as you click on text, you get this blue box with the word text. The blue is highlighted, meaning the text has been highlighted for you. You don't need to do anything else but start typing. Let's go ahead and put new bounding box. So far, I finished typing. This is what I'm going to say. The 3 words I have here. You can either deselect, which will hide this menu altogether. Let me go ahead and show you that. If you deselect, now the text is not selected, the menu is gone. Let's click on the text again. You can see that now we no longer have icons on each corner. Let me pop up older design so you can see what I'm talking about. Right here we used to have little icons with the lock, with the rotate. So now those are no longer existing in the latest update of Cricut Design Space. So how do you go ahead and resize and rotate and do all that without those icons? It's simple. All you have to do is come close with your mouse to any corner and you can see how your cursor changes designs. So if you want to rotate, you choose the cursor, the one that has the double arrow in a curve kind of shape. So go ahead and keep it there, click it and rotate. As you can see, it's very simple and you can rotate anywhere you like. If you have a specific degree that you want to rotate, you can change it right here or go back to horizontal, go and press 0. Now if you want to resize, go to the corner and your cursor will change to the double arrow that goes up and down, and you click and you can either stretch or make it smaller. Let's stretch it so you can see what I'm working on. Now these other ones, kind of rectangle size, same thing. You can go ahead and stretch them, and as you can see, as I stretch, the text has moved to the next line. That's because the bounding box is becoming smaller and the text has no more room. So let me make this even smaller so you can see how the whole text is now each word on individual lines. This is the new feature, how you visually can just change and move and rotate and see how you want your text. Now as you can see, the text is centered and all the words are centered in the middle, in the center of this box. Now if you want to do a line, you go ahead and hit align, and you can do left, curly center, that's the default, and do right. Now we have these new additional options for us in this alignment menu. We have top, center, bottom, then we have wrap off, wrap on. Let's quickly go over these. So wrap on is currently selected, which means that the text, as you can currently see, is wrapping, meaning it's went from one line, it's going to the next line, it is wrapping to the next line. So I'm making it a little bit smaller. Now if I stretch it right here, as you can see, the bounding box has a space on the bottom and space on the top. And I can do this right here also. As you can see, now we're going back to one line. So if it's one line, a line, it has room to wrap. We can do off, then the bounding box totally disappears. And we can do it again. And we can stretch it again. Now this bounding box, you can do alignment top or align bottom or the way it was in the center. Again, keeping it off will bring it to one single long line. It all depends on the design that you're working on and how you want your text to lay out. This is how you would play around and try and see what works best for you. Now, if you want to have a specific size of your bounding box, you can go on the top and you can create the size here. And the lock is now only right here. It is not an icon on the bounding box. So let me go ahead and unlock. As you can see, it has changed. So let's, for example, put 8 by 8 and see how it looks. So what that did right now is, as you can see, the text is being skewed or distorted. The lock will keep your text clean and not distorted. So if we go back, as you can see, when it's locked, that means the proportions of your text will stay without being distorted. So let's say I want a width of 8. Your text doesn't look skewed and doesn't look funny. To change the fonts, you can go ahead and change them here, same way like you used to. You have any, let me move it down so you can see. Let's select any just for example. And as you can see, the text has been updated. Now, if you want to change your text so it curves, there's one thing you have to keep in mind. You have to have your text all on one line. As you can see right now, the curve is grayed out. That's because our bounding box and our text has multiple lines, in this case 2. Go ahead and go to alignment and do wrap off. And now you can see the curve has been highlighted, so we can do it now. Simply click and you have a little slider that you can see how the curve will look like, up and down. Again, you can specify a specific curve or press 0 to go back to normal. Other little thing right here is you can flip. If you want your text flipped for creative reasons or because you're mirroring it, this is how you would flip, simply right here. Let's take a quick look at shapes. So shapes, if we have, let's say, a triangle, I like to change my colors. Let's change the color, make it a more prettier shape color. Now make it bigger. As you can see, the bounding box is the same way. Of course, you don't have the text menu because this is a shape, it's not text, but the bounding box works exactly the same way in terms of there are no more icons on each corner. It's just little squares. So when I put my cursor over, you can see that it is a line that goes up and down, so I can make it bigger or make it smaller. And also the cursor changes to the little U double arrow where I can rotate and change the angle of the shape itself. Well, this is the latest for the bounding box for version 7.15, so 7.15. I hope this was very helpful. If you love these tutorials, please give it a thumbs up and let me know, and I'll create more tutorials like this. Thank you so much.